Hey guys, Metal Driver here bringing you another WWE Elite review. Today I'll be looking at Elite 79, Collector's Edition, The Undertaker figure. Looking at the sides of the box you see an image of The Undertaker on both sides. The back of the box features 3 different incarnations of The Undertaker, an Undertaker symbol with the number 30, and a read-up of this figure. The read-up shows from 1990 to 2020. He debuted as the Hollowed-Eyed Dead Man. He evolved into the leader of the Ministry, the Lord of Darkness. He transformed into the motorcycle-riding Force of Destruction, Big Evil. He lived on as the iconic Phenom. He immortalized himself as the last outlaw. For over 30 years, if you step to him, he'd make you famous. He's the man whose legacy will never rest in peace. The Undertaker. Alright, so this is actually a really nice box. It's actually really cool for mint-on card collectors. However, I am not a mint-on card collector. I like to open my figures up. But it is nice that they gave this Undertaker aesthetic to the box. But I'm not going to leave it in its box, because that's not how you review a figure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this figure up and take a closer look at the Undertaker. Alright, and here's the Undertaker out of the packaging, but first, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So he comes with a pair of interchangeable gripping hands. Then he comes with his entrance attire, which includes his hat, which I'm pretty sure this is the same hat we've seen before, so it's pretty standard, basic, fits on his head, can come off. As I said, I'm pretty sure this is the exact same hat we've seen many times, so nothing special there. Then he does come with his entrance jacket, so the design on it is really nice. This goes in line with his more recent entrance jacket, so really cool on the sculpt work. What I don't like is that it's this plastic jacket that we have seen many times on The Undertaker and Edge with their entrance jackets, and I absolutely hate these. It hinders the articulation, there's no movement. It's really only useful if you are planning on just standing your figure on a shelf for a display. However, if you're someone who likes to pose their figures or take photos of the figures, this thing is completely useless. Alright then, taking a look at the head sculpt. So it is a brand new head sculpt. It's actually sculpted really well. It looks just like The Undertaker from his most recent appearances. It's got a bit of an older look. The expression on his face is pretty good. The eyes came out really well. You can see the eyeliner around the eyes. The eyebrows look pretty good. Now it does seem like the beard is a little bit off-centered, so there should be a little bit more paint right there. On the other side, it looks decent. You can see how the paint kind of went off the sculpt work a little bit, so nothing too major. And then looking at the hair. So this is new sculpt work. He's got the sides shaved, like how he's looked in his recent matches. Then the hair is sculpted on the back. So pretty good sculpt work. No extra paint, just solid black. So it looks really good. I do like this head sculpt. So this is nice that we're getting a brand new one. Then also the torso is new for The Undertaker. So we have seen Undertaker figures with tank tops. However, this tank top design is different. So it does look really nice. Get some nice wrinkles here on the shirt. No extra paint, just solid black. So overall looks really good. They've got the tattoos here on his arms, look good. Clean work overall. No sloppiness. Same thing on this arm, but most of the arm is hidden by the elbow pad here. And also, before I forget, he has his tattoos on his neck, which looks pretty good. Does seem like the flesh tone here on the upper body is a little different than the flesh tone on his arms and his head, so that's a bit off. Does look a little weird, but not the biggest deal in the world. From certain angles and different lighting, it doesn't look that noticeable, but it does look noticeable here on camera. Down the back, not much there. Can't see his tattoos. Then looking at the legs. We have seen these legs many times before with The Undertaker, so this isn't anything new. Looks like the same sculpt work as many of the previous Undertaker figures. Then you've got his boots, which are just standard black boots. So not a whole lot of paint on the body. Most of the paint work is on the arms, and then he does have a good head sculpt. Alright then, going over the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. It doesn't look too high up. You can't look that far down, which is pretty good. His head can turn side to side. And it can slightly tilt. Actually, no, that's better than slightly. Shoulders have a hinge which allow it to go that high up. You can rotate all the way around. There is a bicep swivel. Single jointed elbow. A swivel and hinge at the wrist. Ab crunch allows him to go that far forward. That far back, which is pretty good. He has ball joints at the hips which allow the legs to go really far out. It can go really high up. He has a thigh cut, double jointed knees. Then his ankle has a hinge which doesn't really go that high up due to the plastic of the pants. Can go slightly down. Then he has really good ankle pivot. Alright, and here's the new Collector's Edition Undertaker figure, next to the WrestleMania Wave Undertaker figure that was based on his WrestleMania 33 appearance. As you can see, they share a lot of the same parts, they have the same legs, the arms look identical. The only differences that would be from the torso, and of course the brand new head sculpt on the Collector's Edition Undertaker figure. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the new Elite 79 Collector's Edition Undertaker? I think this is a pretty cool figure. The head sculpt really sells it for me. I think this is a really good head sculpt. I think this is definitely a figure you add in your collection if you're an Undertaker fan, especially since this is based on his most recent appearances. So I'm really happy with this purchase. I like having several different versions of the Undertaker in my collection, and if you're an Undertaker fan, you're definitely going to need the last version of the Undertaker. Now, it's not a perfect figure. It does reuse a lot of parts, but we do see that a lot with WWE Elite figures. For me, the biggest gripe that I have is the plastic jacket. I really hate plastic jackets. When it comes to entrance attires, they hinder articulation. You really can't do anything with them, and they're only good for a static vanilla pose on a shelf. So hopefully there's a good customizer out there that can give us a soft goods entrance jacket with this design, so that would be nice. Otherwise, you could probably just use one of the other soft goods Undertaker jackets and use that in your posing or photography. So if you like this review, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can see more WWE Elite reviews. Follow me on social media so you can keep up to date with all my wrestling figure photography. As always, stay tuned till the end to see pictures of this figure in action, and I'll see you next time.